Shalom Ubracha. We are continuing the Sefer MISHNAS CHASIDIM, Mesechta Brias Adam Kadmon, Perek Beis, Mishnah Gimel. A proper Hakdama here would be understanding that the Baal MISHNAS CHASIDIM is going to explain you the neshama of Adam Kadmon, the panemius of Adam Kadmon. And he explains 4 levels, because the neshama is broken into 4 bechinos. But here's the catch. The Baal MISHNAS CHASIDIM does something marvelous. He explains you the 4 bechinos of the neshama of Adam Kadmon in 7 different ways. He will tell you, number 1, what capability it is, meaning if a certain level is connected to eyesight, hearing, smelling, or speech. Number 2, he will explain you what level it is with Naran Chai, Nefesh Ruach Neshama Chai Yechida. Number 3, he will explain you what Sphira it represents. Number 4, he will explain to you what letter is it of Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Number 5, he will explain to you what shame of Hashem does it correspond to, Av, Sag, Ma, or Ben. Number 6 is he will explain you what level of Hislavshus this is. There are 5 levels of Hislavshus: Sheresh, Neshama, Guf, Levush, and Heichal. And finally, he will explain you also where is this level in Torah. Does this level correspond to the tamim of Torah, the musical notes in the Torah? Does this bechina correspond to the nekudos in the Torah? Or does this level correspond to the tagin, the crowns of the letters in the Torah? Or does this bechina in Torah correspond to the letters in the Torah? All of this is going to be explained here in a brilliant way by the Baal MISHNAS CHASIDIM. Let's begin. There are 4 bechinos in the neshama of Adam Kadmon. And these are them. The first level is the chush of eyesight. Hatuluya b'chachma. It's related to chachma, the sphera of chachma. Shaba haneshama. It is the level of Islavshus called neshama. Hanikris b'shem chaya. It is the level of Naran Chai, which is called chaya. Vihi Yud Shel Shem, and by the letters of Shem Havaya, it's the Yud. Shebekoitza Toli Sheresh Neshama Zu Hanikris Yechida, that the point, the tip of the Yud, is considered the level of Islavshus called Sheresh Neshama, and it's referred to as Yechida, Shehi Bekeser, because that's by Keser, by the sphere of Keser. We explained above that Keser is the sherish from everything that is underneath it, especially when we're talking about Chitzonius HaKeser, which is too high for the present Olam, like we explained previously. The Hayud, he sherish Shem Av. Now the Yud of Shem Havaya formulates the name of Hashem that equals 72. The name of spelling Shem Havaya, Yud Kei Vav Kei, which equals 72, which is Av. And do not get mixed up to think that we're talking about the name of 72 names, which that is relative to the sphera of Chesed. Here we're talking about Shem Av, the name of 72, Shem Havaya spelled to equal the gematria of 72. Shehu Seidat Amim. And this bechina in Torah is the holy level of the musical notes in the Torah. Next, Dalid. Habechina shniya hishmiya sa'oza. The second level is hearing. Hatuluya bebina, which is related to the sphera of bina. Shaba haneshama. That this is the level of Naran Chai, which is called neshama. Hanikres b'shem guf. This is the level of Islavshus called guf. V'hi He Rishona Shel Shem. This is the letter of Shem Havaya, which is the first He. Shehi Sheresh Sag, and the letter of He of Shem Havaya is the root of the name of 63, spelling Shem Havaya Yud-Ke Vav-Ke to equal 63. And by the way, Ozen, the word Ozen, Aleph Vav Zayin Nun, is 64, which is Shem Sag V'Hakolo. Shu Soid HaNekudos. And this Bechina in Torah is related to the holy level of the Nekudos of the Torah. And continuing, Mishnah Hey, Habechina Shlishis Hi Hareach. This is the chush of scent, of smell. Hatale B'chotem, which is related to the nose. Shabo HaRuach. This is the level of Naran Chai called Ruach. HaNikr B'Shem Levush. This is the level of Islavshus, which is called Levush, a garment. V'hu Vav Shel Shem. And it represents the Vav of Shem Havaya. Shehu Sheresh Shem Ma. The Vav of Shem Havaya is the Sheresh of Shem Ma, the name of Shem Havaya, which equals 45. And this is a very important name. Shem Ma has to do with Zer Anpin. Whatever we do affects Zer Anpin, which is Shem Ma, and that's why Shem Ma is also the gematria of Adam. Vehu Ser HaTagin. And this is the level of crowns in the Torah. The crowns on top of the letters. And with regards to the spherois, this is the 6 spherois. Mechased va'ad Yesod. From Chesed to Yesod. That's Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. Habechina Revis. The 4th level. He hadibur hatoli b'peh. This is speech which is related to the mouth. Shabo hanefesh, which is the madrega of Naran Chai called nefesh. Hanikra b'shem heichal. This is the level of Islavshus called the courtyard. V'hi he ho'achrena shel Shem. And this is the last he of Shem Havaya. Shehi sheresh Shem ben. This is the sheresh of the name of Shem Havaya, which equals 52. 52, Shem Ben. Shehu Seir HaOsios. That this is the madrega of letters of the Torah. Shem Ben is the madrega of letters in the Torah. Ubechina Zu, and this madrega, Toluya b'Malchusai, is related to the Sphira of Malchus. V'chol b'china nechalekes la'olamos ein mispar. And every level is broken up to 4 till no end. Every b'china is broken up till no end. So Shem Havaya, the Yud in it, has in it Avsag Ma Ben. The He has Avsag Ma Ben. The Vav has Avsag Ma Ben. And the last He also has Avsag Ma Ben. And the same is true for all the other bechinos that we mentioned, that they're all kolul within each other. Similar to what you probably know already, that every sphera has in it every other sphera. Mishnah Zayin. Now, the MISHNAS CHASIDIM will explain to you how these shemos of Av, Sag, Ma, Ben are written out. Shem Av Ketzad. How is Shem Av? Hu Havaya Malei Yudin. This is Shem Havaya, which is filled with Yudin, with Yuds. Yud Vav Daled K Yud. Vav Yud Vav K Yud. So the Miloi of these letters, of Yud K Vav K, the Shem Av, is a Miloi always of a Yud. So when we write Hey, we don't write Hey Hey, we write Hey Yud. And when we write Vav, we don't write Vav Aleph Vav, we write Vav Yud Vav. So, of course, the Yud itself is always spelled Yud Vav Dalid, as the MISHNAS CHASIDIM will say soon. So, Yud Vav Dalid, K Yud, Vav K Yud, Shemispero Av, that's the gematria of 72. Ubasag, and by Shem Sag, the name of 63, the name of Shem Havaya equals 63. Havav Malaya Ba'alef. The Vav is spelled Vav Aleph Vav. And this is how we spell it. Yud Vav Daled Ke Yud. Vav Aleph Vav Ke Yud. Lache Misparo Sag. And that's why its number comes to the gematria of Sag, 63. V'Shem Ma. And then the name of 45. Kule Malay Alphin. It is all filled with Alephs. This is how we do it. Yud Vav Daled. K Aleph. Vav Aleph Vav. K Aleph. Omispere Ma, and the gematria of that shem is 45, like we mentioned above. Obeshem Ben, some people call the shem Ben, some people call the shem Ban. Obeshem Ben, Kol Ois Kfula, every letter is doubled with the same letter. Chutz Meha Yud, except for the Yud. Shebechol Hashem Shaveh, because by the Yud is always spelled Yud Vav Daled. The Yud is always spelled Yud Vav Daled. And this is how we spell Shem Ben, or Shem Ban. Yud Vav Daled, KK, Vav Vav KK. Misperoi Ben, Obechinas Tamim, Nukudos, Tagin V'Oisios. These levels that we described up above of Tamim, Nukudos, Tagin, and Oisios, Yesh L'chol Shem, they are within every name of Av, Sag, Ma, Ben. They all have these levels of Tamim, Nukudos, Tagin, and Oisios, like we mentioned up above. Now, a Hadgama right here is the Baal Mishnas Chasidim is going to explain that Tamim are 3 types, Nukudos are 3 types, Tagin is 3 types, and Oisios are 3 types. And many ask the Shaila on this, what do you mean? We are explaining a format of 4, 4, 4, 4. And of course, if you count the Sheresh, it's 5. But why are we explaining 3 now? And the answer of this is given by Rabbi Huda Pataya and some others. Zichronim Livracha. They mentioned that the idea that the Ari Hakadosh is saying is that we see in the Torah that the levels of Tamim, Nekudos, Tagin, and Oisios have in it 3 Giluyim Pratiyim, 3 individual Giluyim that are given from each of these Bechinos. That is how it is in the Torah. And that shows you that each of these Bechinos of Tamim, Nekudos, Tagin, and Oisios have 3 Dargos that are given. And how do we know? Because the Torah shows you. The Torah shows you that there's Oros Pratiyim, individual lights, aside from these general lights, which are categorized in 4. So let's read this inside. V'hatamim shlosheh minim hem. And the musical notes in the Torah are 3. Tachtiim, the ones underneath the letters. Vehemos b'shtachas ha'osios. They are the ones that are underneath the letters. Shniim, the second ones. Vehem osam ha'im demeitz ha'osios. These are the musical notes that are adjacent to the letters in the Torah. Kagoi makaf u'pasak. Shlishim, and the third level. Vehem osam sha'al. Those are all of the musical notes that are on top of the letters, which are many of them. Many of them are on top of the letters, the musical notes, the Tamim Shabbatera. V'kach nimtza bo nekudos, and that is what the Torah tells you is by nekudos too. V'atagim gam ke mechulakim l'shloisha, and the crowns are also broken up into 3. Ki, Shin, Tes, Nun, Ayin, Zayin, Gimel, Tzadik, or Shatnes Getz, Bishloisha. They have 3 crowns. Devek Chaya, the letters Devek Chaya. Be'alef, they have 1 crown. Be'echad, they have 1 crown. Melecha Sofer, and the letters Melecha Sofer, Blishum Tag, they have no crown at all. That's the 3rd level. And then by letters you also find that there are small letters, big letters, and medium-sized letters in the Torah. So you see, says Rabbi Huda Pataya, that the Torah is megala to you that there are oros pratim, there are individual oros that are nimshachim from these madrigas of Tamim, Nekudos, Tagin, and Oisios, even though they're not 4 like the other format of 4, 4, 4. Nevertheless, the Torah is megala that each madriga of Tamim, Nekudos, Tagin, and Oisios can be brought out into 3 madrigas pratim for each of them. So Mishnah Tess, the fitting Hagdama is to understand that even though these Madrigas are malbish one on top of the other, the higher Madriga will always be a little bit revealed, which is what we call in Kabbalah Megula. The Or is Megula at its highest level. And so therefore, when these levels are nislavish one on top of the other, there is often a darga of it which is left, Megula, left revealed. And that's what we're going to see here. V'shem Av echad koilul ak me'roshe va'ad raglav. And Shem Av includes all of Adam Kadmon. It encompasses all of Adam Kadmon from head to toe. And we mentioned where the raglayim of Adam Kadmon is. It's within the Igul Apnimi of Atik. And V'shem Sag koilul malbishoi. And then you have Shem Sag, which is malbish on top of that. Ad hatamim shaboy. Until the level of Tamim. V'hu ad aznav sha'ak. V'shem sag koilo malbishay ad Tamim shaboy. And then Shem Sag is malbish on Shem Av until where? The Tamim of Av. The Tamim of Av, the highest level of Shem Av, or the Yud of Shem Av, is left Megula, it's left revealed. V'hu ad aznav shel Adam Kadmon. So Shem Sag is malbish Adam Kadmon until the darga of hearing of Adam Kadmon, the level of oznaim to Adam Kadmon. V'shema uban koilim malbushim l'sag gamkin ad atamim shaboy. And then Shema and Shem Ben are malbish on Shem Sag until the tamim of Sag, until the highest level of Sag. The rest of Sag, the tamim of Sag is Megula. And where is this on Adam Kadmon? V'hu ad tiburoi. This is till the tabur of Adam Kadmon, the belly button level, that Shem Ma and Shem Ben are malbish from the belly button level. And why? Because Zir Anpin and Nukva are connected Shem Ma and Shem Ben. And right now they're malbish equally. Later on in Seder Ishtalshalos, there'll be a difference between the level of Islavshus between Zer Anpin and Nukva. But right at this holy level, but right at this Kedusha, but right at this high level of Adam Kadmon, Ma and Ben are Nislavish both by the Tabur. V'chol oris shel shemus elu heim b'pnimiusai. And all of these oris that we described of Av, Sag, Ma, and Ben are all b'pnimius of Adam Kadmon. That concludes Mesechta Brias Adam Kadmon, Perek Beis.